Hi guys, Shabbat Shalom this morning. Um, Following the leading of the Holy Spirit, I think we're going to be going into a new phase for me here in the land of Israel, where I continue just to show you the scriptures and their meaning um, in the agriculture. So, gosh, it's so humbling. Just want to tell you, there's no greatness in me past the Holy Spirit. But this morning I want to bring to you a verse that the Father has just dealt with me. He's speaking so vividly in my life right now that I'm going through a period where it's almost hard to keep up with him because it's so rich and meaty that I want to pause and linger there and savor what he's just said. And yet he's pulling me forward to the next thing he's saying. So that's what I mean. It's almost hard to keep up with him. You know that I have been opposed to the traditional understanding of seasons in Israel, and I have told you that even the words for summer and winter do not mean an atmospheric condition or the progression of the temperature or the lack of rain on the land. So today I want to give you a perfect example of what I've been trying to show you, and I want to see if I can turn this around since I'm doing a video. I don't think I can. I think I need to pause. Let me see if I can do it if I pause. I can't even do it if I pause. So I'm going to read you the verse. This is Matthew 24:32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. Well, the word summer is the word kites in Hebrew, and everything about the word summer that the King James writers use is tied up with understanding the agricultural harvest of the grains. Okay, so the word summer is kites. If you look in Proverbs about the parable of the ant, it says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard," I'm paraphrasing, that they gather their meat. They harvest, they cut, they harvest their meat, their grain during the harvest. That's literally what it says from the understanding of the word kites. The root word, which shares harvest, it shares the King James word summer, and it shares the word cutting. Okay, so kites. So now we know that the parable of the fig tree, when it is tender, we know that a harvest is nigh. And this time of year, the harvest that is nigh, that the Messiah is speaking about, is himself as the first omer of barley. I want to show you my fig tree today. See if I can make sure that I'm getting all of them in there. So here we are, just against the harvesting of the omer of barley, and we have a fig tree putting on its tender leaves. The Messiah in this passage was speaking about himself being harvested at the time of tender leaves and the judgment that would come on Jerusalem at the destruction of the temple. Again, when you look at the word kites, think harvest. It attaches itself to the harvest of the grains in the land of Israel. When you look at the word horif, winter, it has to do with the time of the year the land can be stripped. And I am telling you, my experience is that these tender greens he provides that become woody after we get out of the early feasts, they become woody. They're all deep rooted to survive as long as they can because the rains have shut off, and they're deep rooted, and so they last a little longer after the rains shut off. But those deep roots will not release themselves until we get to the 7th month. It is exactly in the 7th month when those roots have withered and rotted enough that you can then horif, strip the land, denude the land of the old vegetation to plant your seeds. So I have a feeling this is a new thing for me because he doesn't give these little tidbits to just me for just my understanding. And that's the tidbit for today that I felt led to bring to you, is that if we look at the fig leaf as a sign that it's almost time to harvest the omer, beloved, this month for sure is Passover.